Monday morning, Radio 2, our guests are legends of the ice. It's 50 years since they performed their incredible skating partnership. They're staples of our Sunday evenings with Dancing on Ice on ITV, and they're about to embark on their last ever UK tour together. Good morning, Torvill and Dean.
Good morning.
I have to call you by your first names. Can't go surnames all the way
Yeah,
through.
no,
It'd be way too formal, wouldn't it? Are you sure? Is this really it? Is this it, the last tour?
Yes, this is really it. The body says it's time. Whilst we still feel fit enough and that we can present ourselves in a way that we're comfortable, we wanted to be able to do it one last time. We realised that, it's a diminishing quantity of how much we can do these days. So we wanted to step out and just have a celebration, one more go-round.
Yeah, and it's physically demanding, isn't it? This is our last dance tour. It's not... We see quite a lot of physical challenge type things on television, like Dancing on Ice, but this will not be an easy one.
No, definitely. We notice things are not as easy as we get a bit older, but as Chris said, we still feel that we'd like to go out there and perform in a way to celebrate with our audience, because many of our audience were sort of drawn in from, say, winning the Olympics, and they've watched us over the years, and it would be nice to sort of share our last performances with them.
I'm sure you've inspired millions of people to get on the ice.
I think over the period of 50 years, or since 84, 40 years, a lot of people have taken it up as a result of that. But Dancing on Ice has encouraged a lot of people as well to get on the ice. In fact, our current British ice dance champions, he started because of Dancing on Ice. So, a lot of people have started.
So the fans want to know what they can expect. Have you got some special things planned?
Well, it's going to be nostalgic. It's going to be our life on ice, basically. So there'll be some memorable performances that we're doing, but we're also bringing a really dynamic cast of skaters with us as well to tell that story. So it'll be a journey from the 70s to the 80s to now, Dancing on Ice. So a little bit of everything that we've done over the last 50 years.
You've sold it to me. It's going all over the UK. Wembley Arena, 11th of April, and the 34 dates, visiting Belfast, Sheffield, Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow, and then the hometown show at the end.
The final show, we had to do that in Nottingham. The arena is on the site of the old Nottingham Ice Stadium. And so that ground is sort of hallowed ground for us. It's everything started from there.
That's lovely, because you can't say that about every city, because ice skating arenas were replaced by supermarkets and car parks, weren't they?
That's right. They're an expensive thing to keep, but fortunately Nottingham, off the back of the Olympics, they built this arena for skating and also bigger entertainment productions, and so it'll be wonderful to be able to go in there and perform in front of a big audience for our very last skate.
You say that. Going back 50 years, can you remember your first impressions of each other?
He was very quiet, and he had the blonde hair, and I used to think of him as a blonde prince.
Oh, you see?
And I don't know what he thought of me.
I left my horse outside.
We're about to find out what he thought of you.
Well, when I started, Jayne had been going a little bit longer than I had at skating, and she was the queen of the ice at one point because she was a national champion in pair skating. And so we all had to clear the ice when her and her partner did a routine. So she was the bee's knees.
Yeah. And it was your coach, wasn't it, who saw that you would be a great pairing. It isn't amazing that in life we do need people to see things for us that we can't always see ourselves?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's all sliding doors as well, isn't it? It's left and right. Which way do you go?
Well, his dance partner at the time, who they were being coached by this same coach, she left to go to skate with someone else in London, and similarly my pair skating partner did the same thing.
Wow.
And like you say, sliding doors, and suddenly the coach said, well, why don't you try with Jayne, give it a try. And so we started out on a certain date very early in the morning. A week went by, and the coach said, what do you think? Do you think you want to continue to be partners? We said, we'll give it a bit longer. And basically we didn't want to jinx it, because we did actually want to skate together, and we've still never said that we would.
Haven't agreed to yet.
No, well, probably best to not after all these years.
Stick where we're at.
So if you are going to hang up the skates for good, and we believe you this time, what could possibly replace the thrill of those kind of performances of getting on the ice?
Yeah, I haven't I'm not very good at planning ahead, so I don't know what I'm going to sort of do. But I feel like I'll have the time to take up something new that I'll enjoy.
You know what? We've travelled to a lot of places, but we haven't seen a lot of places because generally the travel's to do with the skating, and we've always been very laser focused on what we were there for, and so we've never had that opportunity to go out and actually see the world. So hopefully some travels in my future.
Yeah.
But I quite like the idea of doing a bit of beekeeping.
Beekeeping is a lovely idea.
I know.
Good for the planet as well. Probably good for your soul as well, I would think. Jayne and Chris, Torvill and Dean are here. We hadn't even talked about dancing on ice properly, so we'll play a song and we'll come back and talk some more. Mark Minding the Gap, Scott Mills starts with a new breakfast show next Monday. We've got Jayne and Chris, Torvill and Dean here. And so let's mention Dancing on Ice then. You're back as head judges, 17 series now.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying to one of the producers on the way up, you know, you start it, you blink, and suddenly it's 17 series in, and it just seems to have gone by so fast. I wouldn't have, you know, when we first started this, we were approached by ITV, do you think this will work? And we said, no, I don't think it will work. But we stuck at it and we found a way, and, you know, the British public took to it, and here we still are. It's amazing.
What would make you answer that way? What would make you think it wouldn't work?
I think we were thinking in terms of, you know, how skating is and how long it takes you just to learn the basic moves of skating. And I think when we were approached by ITV, that they didn't know a lot about skating, but we didn't know a lot about how TV works because we'd never done anything with TV and to that extent before. But together we devised a format. I mean, we still insisted on, you know, 3 months of training before the actual first show, which is still what happens now.
That's a rule, yeah?
It's a lot of work because it's not something you can just go, I can skate. You know, it takes a while to get confident on the skates. And then once you've learnt to skate, then we want you to dance as well with a partner. And so we pile it on. Yeah, no pressure.
I've never been able to skate, and I once did a DJ set at a roller disco, and somebody gave me a set of rollerblades, and I thought, I've got to do this. So I went out early one morning when I thought nobody was watching, and I basically ended up clinging onto every wing mirror on every car down the street.
We have a lot of barrier huggers that we call them.
Barrier huggers. That's the equivalent of, isn't it? No spoilers, of course, but the standard of ice dancing does seem especially high. So over this 17 years, who's really impressed you?
We've had a lot of people that have impressed us. Early years was sort of like Ray Quinn, Suzanne Shaw,
Kieran Bracken,
a lot of the champions, and recently Regan Gascoigne was amazing, Niall. So they've all astounded us where they've gotten to over that period of time and what they've achieved. So yeah, we're looking forward to this series and see what the class of 2025 are going to bring. We
had the gladiators on last week, and of course they are serious sports people turned gladiators, and that means they all know the injury risk. I'm guessing there's a serious injury risk in skating too.
Live and dangerous.
There is, definitely, even for professional skaters. But, you know, with our celebs, because they're training in something that their body's not been used to, even if they don't have a major fall or something, they can still pick up an injury just from the repetition of the daily training.
And I think also because it's a live TV event, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, we have systems in place should something happen, but you're on a knife edge.
It's great living dangerously, isn't it? I love live.
Absolutely, live TV's great, and you know you're always going to finish at a certain time.
Yeah, you know you can get your supper, get home, have your hot chocolate. You were back in Sarajevo recently, weren't you?
Last year, that was the 40th anniversary, returning to Sarajevo. It's gone through a lot of ups and downs over the years, but we went back last year and we met with the mayor, and she was young and enthusiastic, and actually the feel of the city felt like it was rejuvenating.
It felt happier, didn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Happy Bolero Day, by the way, Jayne, for February the 14th. I know we're early. We have to get it in while we can. And Chris, after all these years of skating, are you still superstitious about your skate guards?
Oh yeah, no, they have to line up next to each other. Mine on the right, Jayne on the left. Yeah, all of those, you know, Is it superstition or is it just what you do to get to the ice? It's that repetition. But I wouldn't do it without doing that.
I think we all have our foibles. We've all got those, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Torvill and Dean, our last dance. The tickets are on sale right now. You must go if you're a fan. All across the UK from the 11th of April, and Dancing on Ice continues Sunday on ITV. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Spend Saturday